Salute, Wild Country Daily Entertainment. This is from phillyvoice.com. Um, they say Lancaster man has, they say more than 100 human skeleton remains found in home of man who was arrested at Mount Mora Cemetery. Mm-mm-mm-mm. See, this is when I wonder what's really going on through people's minds when they do this. Or did they have some type of a psychological evaluation of life? Because this isn't normal. I don't know. But they say a 34-year-old man was allegedly caught breaking into a grave at Mount Morris Cemetery in Yeadon Borough on Monday night, leading authorities to a Lancaster County home where police found more than 100 human skeleton remains. They said the Delaware County District Attorney Office said Thursday. They said Jonathan of Ephrata is charged with a slew of offenses aimed at an investigation into a series of grave robberies at the historic cemetery that spans parts of Yeadon and southwest Philadelphia along Cobbs Creek. They say Mount Mora contains more than 15,000 grave sites, including remains that date back to the Revolutionary War, and is the state's largest cemetery at more than 160 acres. They say Delaware County District Attorney Tanner Rouse said the allegations against Gerlach are among the most shocking he's ever encountered. I would say the most disturbing things that you have encountered. They say detectives walked into a horror movie come to life. They say Rouse said at a news conference Thursday afternoon. They say the investigation began in November when volunteers at the cemetery repeated desecrations of, I have no idea what that word is. We're gonna find out here. Okay, where'd it go? If I had to guess, it's probably
Mausoleums.
mausoleums. Cool. So, in underground vaults in the Uden section of Mount Mora, between November 7th and the 6th, a total of 26 grave sites had been broken into or damaged. The stolen remains included full and partial skeletons, name plates, jewelry, and other items, prosecutors said. They say around 8 p.m. Monday, police stationed at the cemetery spotted Jonathan's vehicle parked next to Mount Mora after the grounds had been closed to the public for days. They say numerous human bones and skulls were visible in the back seat of the car, police said. They said detectives later spotted Jonathan leaving the cemetery carrying a burlap bag, crowbar, and other items. Inside the bag were two mummified remains of small children, three skulls, and other bones. Jonathan, they say, was taken into custody and showed police the vault he had just broken into with a crowbar, prosecutors said. They say when authorities executed a search warrant at Jonathan's Ephrata's home on Tuesday, they found human skulls, assorted skeletal remains, mummified feet and hands, and two decomposing human torsos in his basement, according to charging documents. So I'm going to leave the rest of the link to the article in the description down below. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this. Is this something a sane person would do? Like somebody that had sense. Is this something somebody would do? Or is this something that somebody's mind is just gone and that far broken would do? And why? Was he getting money for them? Was he collecting them for souvenirs? What? What goes through a person's mind? I would never understand because I would never do something like that. So I don't know. And I bet you half of you won't know either because you've never done that shit either. Because it's just disturbing, sickening. Who knows what's going to come out of this? But he needs to be locked up and away for a long time. Peace out.